Real estate sales and purchases are the most important transactions of your life, making it essential you hire the right real estate agent. I'm Greg Fanning with the Property Pros team at eXp Realty. Over the last 4 years, I have amassed a network of industry leaders to help before, during, and after your deal closes, resulting in a 5-star rating, leaving you with happy memories. Whether it's residential or commercial, relocation or investments, I'm the only realtor you'll ever need.
Yeah, we're live. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it very much. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UPSL men's home opener at Wareham Stadium, where we have a featured match between United League Krajisnik Football Club and the Albany Shockers. Shockers are typically a team that come here for both indoor and outdoor action, and this is their UPSL roster. Krajisnik in our traditional white and blue and yellow jerseys for Albany. So just getting underway here, less than a minute in. We welcome you to Wareham Stadium for the 2026 men's schedule of UPSL action. A couple of names that everybody is going to recognize on this UPSL roster. First and foremost, Mr. Gordy Gerson. Everybody that follows UCFC will know that name. And then also equally important, Ricky Orozco is on this roster, and Francesco Pagano is also playing up top for the United League Krajisnik Football Club UPSL team. This UPSL team is led by Coach Tarek. A very, very happy birthday to Coach Tarek, and also a very happy birthday to Gordy Gerson today. So we have one of our trainers and coaches for 2014 boys team for Krajisnik, Mr. Brian Holstag. Everybody who runs cross country for Whitesboro, they all know that name. He's out there putting some flags out and things, doing some field work. We always like to put our coaches to work. So, shot on goal by Albany and deflected by the center back defender for Krajisnik. So your starting lineup tonight: Adeline Bullion-Basic in number 5 playing defense, Joshua Card number 16, Yannick Dabi number 11, Kyle Gentrick number 12, Gordy Gerson number 9, Yashin Hawari number 4, as Francesco Pagano is battling deep in the 18. Looking for the ref to make a call there, but there really wasn't much there other than a mauling. But as we know from indoor during this winter time period, that Francesco Pagano, we know his name, and he is deadly up top. So anybody that is playing against this UPSL roster is going to want to put 2-3 people on Francesco. Just a very strong, tall individual, lots of foot skills, and very, very powerful. Back to your starting roster. Tin Lennon in number 0. Davi Morchin, Bakir Omersevic, Ricky Orozco, number 6, and then Francesco Pagano, we've already spoken of a number of times, number 21, playing up top as a power forward. So UPSL action just getting underway. Got a throw in for Krajisnik. For your Albany fans, your starting rotation for tonight, Godfred, number 8, Tyler in the 00, Darren in number 9, Rude, number 4, Aiden Hallinan, number 5, Daryl Haig, number 3, Tashim, number 17, Abusim, number 22, Sam, number 14, Rossin, number 7, Brandon, number 10, and Lamine, number 15. So your Krajisnik team has already played a game this session, this season for men's action, and we played out in Buffalo. Ended up being a 1-1 tie. So that draw is all that we have really dealt with so far in this very young season. Ball being controlled by Albany in the back. Gordy Gerson applying pressure. Great to see Gordy out on the field, helping this young team out. Through ball coming into the back 18 for Krajisnik, being shielded, and it will result in a goal kick. So as Krajisnik gets ready to go here with bringing the ball out of the back, we're almost 5 minutes into action here at Herkimer College. So once again, we're going to have games here at Herkimer College for our home field. And, you know, Herkimer Generals, where the Lady Generals play and the men's Generals team compete. A lot of changes up here at Herkimer College. Haven't been up here in a little bit. And it is Ricky Orozco was cutting through the Albany defense there. Herkimer is going through one heck of a facelift. All kinds of different changes to the campus, not only travel-wise, but also they're building all kinds of pro turf fields. It looks like the pro turf softball field is all completed. Looks beautiful, overlooking the field here for our soccer competitions and our soccer matches. Ball cut off. That was a beautiful pass by Yushin. Unfortunately, it got cut off by Albany, but that would have been a great ball going out wide. Ricky Orozco or Gordy Gerson were out there to receive that. That would have been a precarious moment for Albany. These teams are just filling the gaps right now. They're finding space and getting ready to figure out what each team is going to be doing defensively, offensively, the whole 9 yards. Long pass, trying to hit Yashin. Ricky Orozco applying pressure. Great defense by Krajisnik. Almost of a swarming variety. Ricky Orozco coming up, passes the ball wide. Davi still controlling. Back to Ricky. Ricky goes out to Francesco. Back to Davi. Davi into the middle. A little bit of a soft pass there. No harm, no foul. This is typically where a switch would be used. Krajisnik pushes the ball back to the defense. Familiar face in Joshua Card, who just finished up an indoor season for our MASL 2 team that went to the playoffs. Another season of success. Long ball, Gordy Gerson coming in full speed, but unfortunately it tailed away from him and went right to the goaltender. But Card trying to provide an offensive opportunity for Krajisnik early in this opening match against Albany. Great pressure on far side of the field by Ricky Orozco. Ricky is rotating through the middle of the field, sideline to sideline. Through ball coming down to Card. See how he plays this. More than enough space to let it roll out, and it results in another goal kick. Krajisnik trying to build out of the back. Really a possession game at this point for your Krajisnik football team. I'm watching Gordy play on the far side. One of the things that a lot of people don't pick up on because of the indoor format and formations, Gordy has always been really good whenever I have seen him play in UPSL action where you have 11v11. Gordy is very good at drawing defense in and then backing out of that and opening up space for the players whenever they're being jammed up and they're being providing high pressure. Krajisnik just hits the ball back. Tim Lennon, our goaltender for the day, supplying some assistance. Ball goes out wide. Back to Card. Davi was calling for that ball. Instead, it was switched over to Gordy. Unfortunately, Gordy wasn't able. Oh, no, that's not Gordy. I misread the number. Can't see that far. Getting old. At any rate, ball went out of bounds. Now Albany is going to try and control possession of the ball about 10.5 minutes in. Ricky Orozco helping out. Krajisnik controlling the ball in the middle, trying to hit Pagano. Missed the pass to Pagano. All the way back to the goalie. And unlucky touch. Unlucky touch, ball goes out of bounds. Albany taking their time, trying to feed in. Great defensive play on the outside. Yannick Divey was right there assisting with play. Ball comes in off of the corner, deflected and hit out of bounds, so that's going to result in a goal kick. That had the angle. They were trying to deflect that high and to the top corner. Fortunate for Krajisnik, the ball did not come off of the player's head the right way. So we remain scoreless here, 12 minutes into our opening match. Davi back to the goaltender. Goaltender goes wide. Marshevik fed the ball across the field and switching the field. Gordy has it now. Playing the ball back, trying to generate some space. And these teams are not stupid. They know, make sure that somebody is on card. Make sure that multiple people are on Pagano. Make sure that multiple people are on Gerson. Orozco, big time, because Ricky Orozco is deadly. Not only for goal scoring, but also for the ability for assists. And here's an opportunity now. Card taken down. Krajisnik applying some pressure. Gordy is in the middle of that. Ricky now is obtaining possession of the ball. Comes back out for Davi. Long ball down. Little too much mustard on that one. Trying to hit Yushin in the bottom corner. That would have opened up a potential cross into the box. Unfortunately, a little too much power behind that pass. So Albany is going to have another throw in. Seems like Albany is not able to generate any possession from these. Great ball. Here comes Pagano. He's taken down in the box, and the referee didn't do anything about it. Pagano was dropped right after the goalie had made his play and had possession. There was no reason for Pagano to be dropped. He's dropped in the box. Referee doesn't want to know about it and continues play. You know, a lot of times the players will cry about a hit or cry about a play. In that case, I think it was justified. Through ball. Here comes Gerson. Gordy Gerson down into the corner looking for the cross. Keeping possession. Stolen by Albany, but Gordy is still right there. And Albany escapes. Great opportunity. Gordy bringing that ball down into the corner. You had Pagano for the cross. Just couldn't get the cross off. And here's that replay. Pagano coming in onto the goaltender. He tripped up and dropped right in the middle of the box. Nothing doing by the ref. Ball comes out. Far side. Davi trying to put it through a player. That never works. So there's an offsides play, but they continue to let it go because possession changed. Ball on the far field. Now in the offensive third. Albany is now starting to, Pagano! Just over the goal. That was a great chip, and Pagano timed it. Just unfortunately went over the goal. But Francesco Pagano already starting to, the teams are starting to feel his presence on the field. Pagano coming down. He was right in position for the volley. Went over the goal. But New York, Albany Shockers, the Shockers team is starting to make adjustments, being able to read what is happening with the passes. They're not winning these aerial balls, these aerial passes. They're not winning those opportunities yet, but they are making adjustments to what they're doing on the field. Throw in by the Shockers. Davia is right there. Ball goes out. Pagano has possession, uses the chip. Goaltender comes out, clears the ball out. Pagano had a good idea there, just couldn't connect with his counterpart, Gordy Gerson. Ricky Orozco helping out in the middle. Keep comes out. And quick play. Yannick getting the ball, feeding it up through. A couple of Shocker players went right over their feet. This is a great opportunity for people to come out to Herkimer College, sit at this beautiful campus with this view, and watch some highly competitive UPSL action games. Also, United League Krajisnik Football Club, mark your calendars, at the end of July, we'll be hosting the second annual Battle at the Hill, the competition for youth soccer, U8 through U17. And we play up here, and when you're playing 11v11, you get to play on this field. So great opportunity for coaches. Sign up, reach out to Anel Pajatovic, president of Krajisnik Football Club. He'll give you all the information, or simply go to our website. All of our tournament information for the tournaments that we host is on that website, so that way you can register your teams, look at the FAQs, and if you have any further questions, you can email the club. Board will be able to help you. The other one to keep an eye out for, ladies and gentlemen, is Livy Strong Foundation. Their tournament is going to be coming up both for ASO and for club-level competition for youth, all the way through the high school leagues. So if you have not registered for that charity event and that charity tournament yet, make sure that you do. It's a great day. Livy Strong Foundation and Krajisnik Football Club have worked very, very closely together for a number of years. Great opportunity to get involved with that charity and show some support to a sports charity that provides a lot to the Whitesboro and Whitestown communities. So, Shockers down deep in the offensive end, lob in. See if the Shockers can get there. You got two players coming on. Krajisnik right there, and ball goes out of bounds. Shocker player is down after that collision. The only problem with collisions tonight, it is probably in the 40s or 50s right now, and I just finished a 5 o'clock game at Wyman Field for Whitestown ASO with U10 boys. The wind is starting to pick up. Of course, you're up at the top of the hill. It is cold out there. 51 degrees right now at game time, and it's only going to go down from there. Real feel is 46 with that wind. Feel like Bill Curtis of WKTV right now. Krajisnik in a defensive maul here. They're calling for a handball. There is no handball called. So when you're playing in the 40s and 50s, what would normally not be a big deal when you get hit, boy, is that sting, and it does hurt, and it lingers as well. Everything plays a little tighter, a little more pain when it comes to hitting people. Doesn't mean that they're not going to do it. It just means it's going to hurt a little bit more. Great defense by Krajisnik. Gordy Gerson on the ball. Here comes Pagano down near side, looking for the cross. Does he take it? He takes on the player, gets taken out at the top of the 18. Nothing by the referee. And Gordy is down and can't believe that there was no call. And now people are starting to chirp. First you had to take down a Pagano, then you have this play here where Gordy Gerson is bringing the ball down, decides to take on the one-on-one, and instead he is tripped at the top of the 18. How that's not called is beyond me. Then the ball comes down and the shocker goes to the turf, and there's a free kick. So obviously now there's going to start being some chirping, not only from the coaching staff, but also from the players on the field. Just does not make any sense whatsoever. Krajisnik playing some great defense, controlling the ball. There's a corner coming up for Albany. I'm all for letting the players play. You know, that's always a good thing and have flow of a game. But when there is a blatant trip and a blatant takedown, like the ref has to get involved. He might want to wake up. Ball gets crossed in and goes out of bounds. Another corner for Albany. Ball comes in. This one is a little more errant. It did not go towards the scrum in front of the goal. Krajisnik trying to break out. Albany right up at the top of the 18, comes through. Great defense by Krajisnik. Pressure. Pagano getting in there. Ricky Orozco pausing everything. Cross comes in, ball cleared out. Gordy Gerson up at the top, waiting for the clear, ready to pounce. Albany on far side. Here comes Gerson. Gerson loses his footing. Gordy celebrating a birthday today. Tarek celebrating a birthday today. Another great defensive clear, and we are off to the races. One player back. Ball being controlled in the middle by Krajisnik. Krajisnik goes wide. Davi has it back. Pagano and Gerson playing up at the top. Amercevic handling the middle of the defense. Card back playing a outside halfback. Playing three in the back. Ricky Orozco rotating through like a sweeper or a stopper. So great rotation of players, even though they are given designated positions, of rotation by Krajisnik. Another opportunity, another flick by Pagano coming into the box, being pulled. And still no call from the ref. It looks like the ref is going to just keep his whistle in the pocket for the most of the game. That's the feeling that I get in the early onset of this match. He's not going to be making calls. He's going to let a lot of things go. Davi with a great through ball. Card not able to connect. Card playing on the outside is a smart move. He's got a lot of speed. He had made a major impact with that speed during the indoor season, playing MASL 2 action over at the Adirondack Bank Center. So having him play on the outside for defense, especially Davi playing an outside midfield position, that is a great opportunity for Davi to have the ball, Card to wrap behind him and receive a running pass. Once they start getting used to making those connections, great defensive stop in the middle by the center back for Krajisnik, getting in the way of that long pass because they had an onside run for Shockers against them. Here's another one with ball coming through. So Yannick Dabi He lets one go through, but the goaltender runs out there. Tin grabs it, and we're right back. Applying pressure, finding those open passes, finding those open lanes. Here comes Gerson, ball deflected. And here comes Davi. Davi down into the box, passes off to Pagano. Pagano attacked. Pagano makes the turn. He's trying to find either a shot or an opportunity. There's a shot. Save. Saved by the Shockers. And Pagano was big with that during MASL 2 season. 2 people on him. And how many times did Francesco Pagano go ahead and make the turn, use the 2 players as a shield, and bury one top corner? And he's trying to do it here. He's drawing a player. The minute the third one comes in, from the third Shocker player comes in to play defense. Ball goes out. Gerson sends in the corner. Goaltender swats it away. But Krajisnik retains possession, goes off of a Shocker player, and goes out of bounds. Try and connect with Gordy on the outside. Gordy's going to get to that ball first. Much higher sense of urgency for Gerson to get to that ball. Tashim was the Shocker player. He was just jogging over there. Gerson took control, and because of that, Krajisnik has the ball. Good chip into the box. Unfortunately, nobody home. Shocker player put down, and there is a call by the ref giving a free kick. So I can see Coach Tarek starting to pace back and forth. He looks a little uneasy, and rightfully so. A lot of question marks behind these calls being made by the head referee in the center of the pitch. Pagano applying pressure, coming out wide. Francesco's a big dude, but he can get there quick. And here comes Orozco, another one that can get there quick. Gerson reading the ball. 2 players. Gerson on his horse. Who's going to get there first? He reads the play. Now he's got it right on his foot. Into the box. Takes the shot. Right at the goaltender. Gordy trying to get Krajisnik up on the board. Both Gordy and Pagano have had opportunities. That Gerson-Pagano pairing up at the top. Easy for me to say. Say that 3 times fast, folks. The Pagano-Gerson, Gerson-Pagano partnership up there is that should, on paper, reap a lot of rewards, a lot of goals. Ricky Orozco in the middle, helping out. Davi making a run. Ball was not sent. As we hit the almost 29-minute mark, there have been a couple of opportunities for Krajisnik. Here comes another one, but Albany's going to get to that ball first. Gerson comes in on the goaltender. Goaltender sends it. Big rebound off of the chest. Good play by Card. He was trying to, typically you take that ball off your chest and you control it down to your feet. However, Card is right there trying to advance the ball back to his teammate. Ball on far side. 2 Krajisnik players went down. Shockers throw. There have been some opportunities for both clubs at this point. Long ball coming to get Gerson. Gerson's in there, a 1-on-2. Gerson's right there, a 1. Oh, and he goes down. Looks like Gerson might have gotten hit in the face. Right now, not a very happy birthday for our very own Gordy Gerson. I tell you, you look at these players out here on the field and what they do for the communities, there's nobody bigger than Gordy Gerson, Pagano, Ricky Orozco, these players that are associated with Krajisnik and associated with the MASL2 program. They give back to the communities in a huge, huge manner. They really love their sport. They love their community. It's an honor to have them wearing the blue and white tonight. And this ref is calling all kinds of stuff for Albany. And now there's a card. So they're giving a card to Rasheen Hadawana. It's a yellow. And it is right after Rowan deliberately blasted the ball off his back. And the ref is now giving him a yellow. So this is going to become a very interesting turn of events of how officiating is going to interact with this, especially the fact that Yashin was walking away from the play. He was walking away from the play at the time that the ball was hit by Rowan. And now Rowan gets a little taste of his own medicine with a shove by Davi. Krajisnik is not happy. Oh, and then Krajisnik player ripped down in the back. Finally, the referee is forced to call something in the opposite direction. 32-minute mark. Ball goes out wide. Got a runner. Ricky Orozco on the far side. Actually had two Krajisnik players there. Great opportunity. And now it is a Krajisnik throw-in. Might be an opportunity here as we are still 0-0, 32 and a half into the first half here of action. Great through ball. Gerson right there. Crosses in. And it's a goal! Krajisnik on the board. Davi Moretchin banks the first goal of the UPSL season for United Elite Krajisnik Football Club with the assist from Gordy Gerson. Assisted by Gordy Gerson. So Krajisnik finally banks one in there. Great play by Gordy going deep into the box. Makes the cross and hammers through. Beautiful play. The Shockers forgot all about Davi on the outside, and Davi's been making those runs all night tonight. Pagano applying pressure, ball coming back. So the Shockers now down 1-0, the 34th minute of this match. Card playing the ball back to Yannick Dabi. Back to Card. So Davi on the outside, moving up into the top of the offensive zone. Ricky Orozco right there. Davi comes back to become an option, helping him direct who is behind him. Great communication. That's something youth players take a look at that. If you're facing your teammates and you know that they don't have eyes in the back of their heads, go ahead and tell them what's going on behind them. Let them know, remind them who they have behind them for options if they can't move forward. That's a great tip and a great movement. Davi doing that for his teammate. Ricky Orozco now has the ball on the outside. The leader in assists for MASL2.
Pagano up at the top, just couldn't get his body turned around to make a play on that ball. But Ricky Orozco, 2025 indoor MASL 2 season assisted. He was the leader in assists. Easy for me to say tonight. It's been a long day, folks. Through ball coming for the Shockers. Cross back into the middle, but does not connect. Krajisnik right there to eat all of that up. Going out wide and sending up again to Gordy. We have a Krajisnik player down. Can't see the number from this far away. So here's Ricky going through into the middle. Ball back out to Davi. Davi sending it through to Pagano. Pagano right there fighting with the big defenders for the Shockers. Another nice pass by the Shockers coming into the offensive zone. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will result in a goal kick. So Krajisnik tried to keep that ball in play. And an errant play. That's twice that has happened out there for Yannick. Yannick flubbing the ball. He did it once on the sideline for a throw-in for the Shockers. Then now he's done it again, and it's resulted in a corner kick opportunity for the Shockers. Ball comes in off of that corner, header into the play, into the middle of the box. Another swinging opportunity for a shot. Quick shot with no mustard or capability of getting the ball. Looks like he kicked it into his own calf. Shockers put the ball back into the middle. Long clear. Gordy with the great touch. Another chip feed. A little too far for a connection on the outside. Trying to hit Yashin. Yashin's been playing really hard on the far side of the field over by the benches. Shot on goal, but wide. Will result in another goal kick. So you're sitting at 38 minutes into this match, folks. Krajisnik up 1-0. Finally, a cross from Gordy Gerson to Davi Moretchin. Gets cashed in. And now Krajisnik is continuing possession of the ball, control of the ball. Ball comes back to Bakir. It's a long ball down to Pagano, trying to connect with Pagano. Will he get there? Yes, he will. Unfortunately, it's out of bounds, so it will be a goal kick. Shockers coming out of the back, trying to control pressure by two Krajisnik players. Sam for the Shockers just sat on the ball. So the Shockers retain possession. Pagano staying up. Gordy has moved back to work in the middle of the field. Flicks one over to Yashin. Yashin loses control of the ball, but Yashin, again, middle and up, helping out with the offensive opportunities. Ricky Orozco with the slide tackle. Ball goes back. Card has it now. Shockers are trying to get control of those balls. Here comes Pagano. Pagano with possession on the outside, cuts to the middle. Ball is chopped off of his foot. Krajisnik working very, very hard at attacking the ball, getting there first, and maintaining possession. They are dominating the statistic of the 50-50 ball right now. The Shockers are playing more like chase-a-mole, where they are not able to really keep possession of the ball so far. Krajisnik is just taking over the possession statistics. And typically when you do that and you have a lead, typically that enables you to walk away with a victory. Pagano having a conversation with the referee. Francesco needs to be careful that he doesn't initiate a card or anything like that. Now there's a conversation between the ref and the player, number 15, Lamine, for the Shockers, who continues to yap at the referee. We have a header competition going on the other side. Ball comes out. So the Shockers are trying to play this long ball type style in trying to hit their offensive players on the top. Gordy Gerson is dumped, and a free kick awarded to Krajisnik. But the Shockers are trying to send that ball long, and they haven't been able to connect yet with their front line. Krajisnik is reading those long balls. They're getting underneath them, and they're hitting those 50-50s and possessing those 50-50 hits. More conversations between the referee and the Shocker players, and Pagano is in there having a conversation as well. A lot of arguing going on. Trying to gain positioning for the free kick. Long ball sent in. A couple of blue jerseys there, but unfortunately nothing working, and it is a goal kick. And somebody just got a yellow for the Shockers. Looks like Lamine was provided with a yellow. He has been given a lot of lip to the referee. Now Sam for the Shockers is going in and pleading his case with the ref. So the ref wasn't on anybody's good list for Christmas presents at the beginning of this game. He certainly has not settled anything down. There's a lot of discussion from the players. And this is one of the things that's also taking place within UPSL as a through ball comes through. Through ball is hit on the foot of the Shockers. Ball goes across, switches the field. Oh, great slide tackle by Ricky. Ball comes out, still landing on a Shocker foot. But this is one of the stances that UPSL is making this year. I guess there have been enough issues with players, coaches, and patrons watching the matches, giving the referees a bunch of lip, and they now have a zero-tolerance policy. Shot on goal by the Shockers, eaten up, no problem by by Tin. We have a player down in the bottom corner for the Shockers. Tashim is down in the corner, and Brian Hallstag, who is trainer, coming out to take a look. That shot really didn't have any power behind it. Brian's coming out, make sure he's all right. Don't know if it's cramp, don't know if he was stepped on, don't know what the deal is. But going back, UPSL is now, they put out a press release last week, and all of the coaches that are involved in UPSL, myself included, we had a big conference call, and the whole thing is zero tolerance policy. And The referees are just done. They're done with the drama. They're done with the nonsense. They're done with having to justify themselves. So, the rule is players play, coaches coach, refs ref, and the patrons pay the money to go see the games and enjoy themselves and sit up in the bleachers and support their team. The referees are not interested in having debates in the middle of the field for their calls. So it's a sticky situation, but look for more calls, more cards, if you will. Gordy Gerson in the backfield within the box. Now he's fighting for the ball again. Nice through ball to him, who was read by the Shockers. If it wasn't read properly, he would have had a beautiful scoring opportunity. Another long ball coming through by Krajisnik. Still possessing. Card has the ball on the outside. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is halftime. So, at the half, at Wareham Stadium on the campus of Herkimer College, we have a 1-0 lead by Krajisnik Football Club. We will be back after these messages.
Real estate sales and purchases are the most important transactions of your life, making it essential you hire the right real estate agent. I'm Greg Fanning with the Property Pros team at eXp Realty. Over the last 4 years, I have amassed a network of industry leaders to help before, during, and after your deal closes, resulting in a 5-star rating, leaving you with happy memories. Whether it's residential or commercial, relocation or investments, I'm the only realtor you'll ever need. Real estate sales and purchases are the most important transactions of your life. Making it essential you hire the right real estate agent. I'm Greg Fanning with the Property Pros team at eXp Realty. Over the last 4 years, I have amassed a network of industry leaders to help before, during, and after your deal closes, resulting in a 5-star rating, leaving you with happy memories. Whether it's residential or commercial, relocation or investments, I'm the only realtor you'll ever need.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back as we are in halftime here at Herkimer College, Wareham Stadium with your United Elite Krajisnik Football Club sporting a 1-0 lead over the Shockers team out of Albany, New York. And very special thank you from Krajisnik Football Club for all of our sponsors. Some of the commercials that you are seeing right now on our YouTube broadcast are all sponsors for the club. If you're interested in sponsoring our soccer programs for youth or for pro, reach out to the club and we will get you pricing and different opportunities and options for your business logos and mentions to be on our broadcast. But we are going to push all of that aside. A very good friend of mine over the last 10 years. She's been putting up with me on the sidelines and putting up with me in ASO. The president of the UPSL women's program for United Elite Krajisnik Football Club, Sarah, welcome, and thank you for coming into the press box for halftime. I guess first and foremost, we've got the men out here on the pitch. Let's talk about the ladies of the group. What is new with the ladies? What's happening with tryouts? What's happening out with the team? What are some new pieces of information for our champion women's program?
Yes, thanks for having me, Greg. It's great to be here. The women usually start a little bit after the men's program does, historically, probably 2 to 3 weeks. The women are actually going to be starting practice next week. They're going to practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We did a tryout about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was that Easter weekend. Where our coach, Davon, was able to see everybody. We had quite a good show out. It was probably one of the largest meets that we've had in quite the 5 years that we've been going. We probably had over 20 women from a lot of different collegiate areas attend the tryouts, and they'll be starting next week, so we're excited to get them going.
Beautiful, and it is Coach Davon's second year with the team, third year with the team. How long has Coach Davon been involved with the program?
Yep, Coach Davon will be starting his second year with the women's side. Dave Clayton left us a couple years ago, so he's excited to come back. He'll have Hughes again with him as an assistant coach, and he attended the tryout and is happy to start next week. So he'll be happy to get the women going for sure.
Now we've seen a lot of roster switch over with our pro team with MASL 2 seasons ago. We had 17 brand new players come on board this past season, a very young team with a splattering of veterans. What does it look like when you look at that women's roster from the tryout program? What does it look like for the return of some of the veterans of that program and then some of rookies, if you will, coming into the women's roster?
Yep. So we had some of the women that didn't show up because they were still out. Some of our D1 and D3 women didn't show up. We're expecting to have some of the veterans return. I don't want to let it out now, but we will be having somebody come back as a very special guest this year that we're excited. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, and you'll see on May 20th, which is our first game. So we have quite a few veterans coming back, but we are going to have some of our younger collegiate women, and then also some of our women who have been playing with us through that 2006 age group that have kind of come up through the ranks with our program and are now in their first and second years of college in the area. A couple like at Lemoyne, King's College down in Pennsylvania, St. Bonnie's, or a couple different colleges that we have some of our players returning from, just to give you kind of a sneak peek.
So you've been with Krajisnik Football Club on the youth side. You've been involved with the ASO side. You've been involved with a lot of different things throughout the process of the year, and you've always been helping out Anel with the growth of the program, and always part of the board, director of communications, all of that fun stuff. As you are seeing the growth of Krajisnik Football Club to, basically running the Whitestown ASO program, having a foothold as one of the top youth programs for development and progressive youth soccer in the area. You're starting to see, us with an MASL2 team that is also incorporated into UCFC, which has a huge, huge following throughout the entire city of Utica and beyond. And then, expanding our tournaments from just one tournament a winter to now the second annual Battle on the Hill here at HCCC. Your thoughts on the growth of Krajisnik Football Club, and also your thoughts on some of these outside clubs that are coming into the market, merging with some of the longer-term organizations. There seems to be a little bit of a shift and a morph going on within youth soccer in our area. Your point of view with with that whole situation.
No, thank you. We are the best club in Central New York and the Utica area. I'm convinced of that. About 15 years ago, when we broke apart from the other SC club that we had, we have a lot of board members that were back from then that are still here. And back then, we were all full of energy. We're all young soccer athletes, and we still have that vision and that passion. And we have a ton of volunteers that have a lot of great experience. We probably are one of the youth clubs that has the most certified coaches in the whole Utica area. And we are collaborating with other organizations. Like Anel, our club president, does every day. He collaborates and tries to get us with, hooked up with local organizations such as Utica City FC, the local colleges, the things that will help us. And we have everything from the youth programs up to adult, and a lot of clubs around here can't say that. So I am passionate about our club, and I honestly do believe we're the best club in this area.
Well, that makes two of us. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your duties here running things. Players are back on the field, so it looks like we are getting ready for second half action with Krajisnik up 1-0 against the Shockers. Sarah, thank you so much. Looking forward to another great year working with you on the Krajisnik side with the youth programs, and also your work that you do with Livy Strong for the Livy Strong tournament. Just like I always say, it's another day of practice, another game, and another broadcast. So thank you very much, Sarah. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you for having me. We're going to have a great second half with our men's program right now.
All right, folks, so we are getting ready for second half here. We're going to take a real quick 30-second break here while things get finalized on the pitch, and we will be right back. All right, folks, Greg Fanning back here, your broadcaster extraordinaire, as we take on the second half of your action here at Herkimer College against United Elite Krajisnik Football Club and the visiting Shockers from Albany, New York. Great to have you here. Wareham Stadium, getting colder by the minute. Players are out there starting to get a little dew on the field, highlighted by those high-powered lights. So as we get started here in the second half, looking for Krajisnik to continue the possession of the ball, continue to make those runs on the outside, and try and feed the ball even more so to the Gerson-Pagano partnership that's up at the top there. 11v11 format and formation. Gerson going in off of the ball. Goalie comes out, grabs the catch, and makes a play on the ball. Getting ready to put it back into play there. But yeah, looking for Krajisnik to do more of the same. You know, like if it ain't broke, don't fix. And we'll keep an eye out for substitutions and things. But the benches are quiet for subs. Looks like everybody that was on the field before for both squads are back in and on the pitch. Not too many subs over on the bench for Albany, so that might come into play as well. But these are well-tuned, well-oiled machines, and they, the players, and they are ready to go to play the full 45-minute half at a moment's notice and play full game. So the Shockers are trying to keep possession of the ball. Krajisnik has the throw in. So Krajisnik is moving the ball down the field. Adeline Bulyabasic is now on the near side of the field. He was playing on the far side of the field. You always switch when you're playing outdoor. Went off of Pagano. So Albany will now be playing out of the back, off of the throw-in. Krajisnik controlling in the middle. Ricky Orozco wrapping around as Kyle Genrich controls the ball in the middle, but Krajisnik is forced to reset back to the goaltender, comes out to the center back position. Krajisnik making runs on the outside, faking out Albany. Ricky Orozco controlling the ball on far side. Comes into the middle. Oh, great turn. And they didn't call anything. Pagano made a play for the ball. He was dumped in the middle. A clear trip. So now Krajisnik is going to have to, you can tell that things are getting heated. Krajisnik is going to have to make sure that they keep their composure. Gerson down in the corner, has the ball. Another cross coming through. Pagano came into the middle of the box versus staying wide. He didn't have anybody on the outside, crashing down into the 18. And the Shockers now coming back through the middle of the field, which means Ricky Orozco is going to pick them up, apply pressure. And on the near side, Adeline Bulyabasic is dumped. And now the ref is coming over to assess another replay of Pagano getting driven into the ground. And now there's a conversation between the main referee and the linesman on the near side. He's going to explain something over to Adeline. And it looks like they are just going to resume play. Far side throw-in. So we thank our viewers on YouTube. And we'll share the schedule of upcoming events for this men's team in a little bit. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. Another Krajisnik player taken down. Tarek checks on him. Ref walks over. You see from the far side. Oh, this was the highlight of the goal. So Gordy Gerson receiving the ball down deep, crossing it in, and Davi burying it for the 1-0 lead, and that is your score at present time. Krajisnik player being attended to over on the sideline. Tarek is having a conversation with the referee about the non-calls and the calls and what's going on with everything, voicing his displeasure. Krajisnik player comes up. He's limping pretty bad. So uncertain if he's going to be able to walk that off or if he's going to come off the field. Looks like he's going to stick it out and he's going to tough it out and continue to play. Ball gets reset. Long ball coming down. Krajisnik controlling the ball. Going long, retreating back to the defense. Now the ball is out wide. Boy, Basic was up there as an option. Now he's got to get back. Ricky Orozco helps out. Ball gets retrieved on the near side to the broadcast booth. Sent back to the goalie. Goalie comes back out. Yannick Diaby getting a lot of time in the back, making sure that things are taken care of. Looks like he's got better control over that ball. He had those two unfortunate flubs. That one was intentional. That one went back to the goaltender and enables him to come out wide into open space. There is absolutely no pressure whatsoever. Trying to hit Pagano with the long ball. Pagano goes down again, and he's called offsides. Oh, great cutoff of pass. Goes right into Pagano. Pagano up through the middle. Gets hip checked out. Could not get his balance to run through. That was a great opportunity for Pagano. Ricky Orozco trying to do 1-2 movement. Albany player goes down. Looks like a free kick for the Shockers. So as we hit 9.5, Krajisnik has had a couple of opportunities. The Shockers really haven't had anything cooking for the beginning of the second half. But it looks like much more of the same for Krajisnik right now. Much more of the same. Control the ball, possess the ball, hit those long hits up to Gerson and Pagano. Ricky Orozco working the middle of the field. And this is the first threat by Albany, but Krajisnik has control. Looks like maybe card was dumped on the outside. Quick play. And this will set up the counterattack, looking for a switch or a long ball up. Gets the ball up. And Pagano gets a yellow. Pagano gets a yellow for mouthing off his displeasure with what is going on. I don't blame the guy. He's been dumped. The last 4 times the ball has come to him, he has been dropped. And Albany is not playing the ball. They are playing the player. So at a certain point, you know, this is why referees need to keep the peace. And the head ref has not really done that tonight right from the get-go. So now it's causing some issues and some tempers to flare. Now some conversations.
Yes, roll.
Ball comes across. High lob. Oh, he gets hit in the back of the head. That was not good. They went for the ball. And Billy Basic gets drilled in the back of the head. He's still trying to collect himself and figure out what's going on. So this has definitely gotten chippy. And Albany is playing more of the body than they are of the ball. And we'll see where that takes this game, considering we're only 12 minutes into the second half. So number 10, Brandon, was the one that made contact with Bowie Basic. Bowie Basic is out, still on the field, but he is no longer in the defensive spot. He has taken an outside offensive role with Kyle Gendrick being in that back spot. Pagano supplying some pressure. And Albany with the throw-in, quick distribution of the ball by United Elite Krajisnik football's own Peyton Holstag. Plays for the U12 team for Krajisnik, one of the top center mids and midfielder players for our youth club. Here comes Pagano. He's got possession, cuts down, and is dumped again and tripped in the box. Now the question is whether or not it is a penalty kick. Rude over on the far side is pleading his case. It is indeed a penalty kick. So Gordy Gerson is setting up the penalty kick. Gordy is deadly with these. Buries it. Shot! Goal! Gordy Gerson on the penalty kick. So not only does Gordy Gerson have an assist for the first goal, but now he helps move the victory even closer to obtainment by scoring off the penalty kick. Well done, Gordy Gerson. United Elite Krajisnik Football Club goal scored by number 9, Gordy Gerson. So now Krajisnik is up 2-0. Pagano is applying pressure. And this team doesn't really take their foot off the gas pedal because they know that the tide can turn at any point in time. This is UPSL. This is not, kids league. So Gordy puts us up 2-0. And we have a substitution for the Shockers. Lamine goes out, and I'm waiting for him to turn around so I can see a number. This is where those light boards from the pro field from Premier League really help. But as soon as that player turns, then we'll be able to know who the substitution player is. And Krajisnik playing out of the back. Long ball by Krajisnik. Krajisnik now has it down in the bottom. Bottom by the goal. Oh, great save. Slide tackle save.
No, he makes the pancakes on the morning. He makes pancakes on the morning. And go to Antarctica.
So Aiden Hellerman is the substitution player. And the Shockers just subbed again. So they're going ahead and they have Lamine off of the field. And they also have Davi off the field, number 9. And Gordy is now coming off of the field as well. A nice congratulatory handshake from Tarek to Gordy, the birthday boys over there. And we're off to the races with the Shockers. But the Shockers cannot control and keep the ball. Loses control. So now the teams are starting to make some substitutions and make some changes. Pagano stays out on the field. Gerson looks like Gerson was the only Krajisnik player that went ahead and got a substitution. There might be more. It looks like a couple of players are starting to stir over on the Krajisnik field, or the Krajisnik bench, rather. Taking off warm-up gear, getting ready to go through their calisthenics and get their muscles ready to go. This cold weather, it really changes everything because they go through. The players are probably here a full hour, if not more, before game time, before the kickoff of the match. And when you have cold temperatures where it feels like it's 46, and that's when the sun was kind of out. Now it's nighttime and sun is down. Everything just kind of tightens up the more that the temperature drops. So takes quite a bit for a player to warm up and be able to go into the field and be able to perform without pulling a muscle or having an injury of any kind. Free kick comes in, deflected over the goal, and another one of our UPSL balls rolls over the hill. I can hear an L now. I hope they find those soccer balls. Now a corner kick coming in. Great defensive play. Box is cleared. And now they're off and running. Pagano trying to get involved where ball goes right into the middle. Pagano is off to the races. Here comes Francesco Pagano. Pagano with 2 on him. And it unfortunately loses possession of the ball. But Pagano was right there. It is a corner. So Krajisnik will have a corner kick opportunity to extend their 2-0 lead. Probably one of the best opportunities that Francesco Pagano has had today. He may be a big dude, but he's a quick one. Ball is sent in and goes over absolutely everybody, but possession retains. Comes out to Card. Card sends it back in, crossing the box, and unfortunately out of bounds. So a lot of switching of the field, a lot of lobs over the box, but unfortunately the inability to capitalize. So now Krajisnik has to apply pressure in the defensive end for Albany. Try to re-attain ball control. So Francesco Tagliani took the position for the subbed out Gordy Gerson for the evening, and now Krajisnik is building out of the back. They had a goal kick availability. They decided to play short, which is typical. That is the game plan. Ricky Orozco elbowed in the back and dumped in the middle of the field. No call. Good opportunity for Albany to send that ball in. There's a Krajisnik player that is down on the ground. Looks like potentially. Oh, I saw. It's Yashin. Oh no, it's Ricky Orozco. Ricky Orozco is on the turf. Sorry, folks. I thought I saw a number 4. I saw a number 6 instead. That's Ricky Orozco. And we have a substitution for the Shockers. So number 7 comes into play. So Rowan was one of the starters for the Shockers. He might have had an equipment issue or something along those lines, but Rowan is back on the field for the team. Shockers saved that one. Great play by Krajisnik coming flying in as Yashin, as he now has the ball. Ricky Orozco is back up. He keeps getting smacked by the Albany players. So this is turned into a very, very physical game. There are 23 minutes. We just hit the 23-minute mark of the second half with Krajisnik up 2-0. Right now sporting a clean sheet for our goaltender. And Krajisnik still applying as much pressure as they possibly can. And the through ball comes through and goes right to the goaltender. Goalie can go ahead and take his time. There is no pressure whatsoever by the Shockers program at all. Ball fed back to the goalie, utilizing that goaltender as an 11th position player to be able to complete switches and complete movements of lateral play. Krajisnik Football Club applying pressure. Cover and support at its finest. 4 back on the defensive line. Now Albany is practicing their flops. Brandon, who we know from the collision on the 50-50 ball, he decided to go ahead and flop in the field to try and obtain a free kick. I don't know what the whole purpose of that was. A quick stoppage in play by the referee. Ricky Orozco gets subbed out. So Ricky is done for the day. So Tarek is being very systematic in bringing in his other players towards the back end of this game. You got the 25-minute mark coming up. Ball to Pagano. Pagano goes through the 2. He's still there. So this is really, really, really getting getting heated between Rude and Pagano. Rude went ahead and, he got hit by Pagano after Pagano has been mauled by him multiple times throughout the process of the game. And then Pagano was deliberately tripped by Rude as well. So this is starting to get to a fever pitch on Pagano, and Pagano already has a yellow, so he's got to be really careful that he does not obtain another yellow that then turns into a red card. So Coach Tarek might be thinking, he might think that it's a good time for his other star forward to be subbed out, protect his player, and be ready for the next game for these UPSL men as they continue their home games here at Wareham Stadium at Herkimer College. Nice hit to the outside. Bowie Basic is right there. Shot on goal. Big save by the goalie. Rebound. And cleared out of the box. Shot was by Tagliavani, who replaced Gordy Gerson. Big player, strong player. Another power shot type player like Pagano, like Orozco. A lot of body checking to get space off of the ball by the Shockers. Shockers switching the field, trying to get Krajisnik to shift. But Krajisnik is still right there. Pagano right there. Pagano has such great footwork. He can curl his foot around the ball and change the trajectory of it right through the air. Makes him very dangerous up top. We saw it during MASL 2 season. You saw it when he played with the UCFC team for a couple of games towards the end of the season for indoor, tallying a couple of goals, one of them on St. Patrick's Day. So definitely a very powerful player, a very good player up top for Krajisnik, and he continues to get pushed and shoved and slammed on the far side. This time, Daryl Haig in charge of aggravating Pagano. And Pagano, looks like Pagano just got subbed out, which is a smart move. Too much tension, too much heat. At some point, the coach has to sit there and go, I'm going to protect my player. That's exactly what he did. Pagano over on the bench, he's very much so upset. And he has every right to be. He's been dumped every time he touches the ball. So now, Krajisnik has a new front line. But the status quo is still there. Albany trying to control the pace now. Hit those long balls that they have not been very good at hitting today. They have not connected very well because of that defense for Krajisnik. Krajisnik controlling the ball out of the back, comes out wide. Boy Basic over to Gentrick, over to Card. Boy Basic is outside as an option. He also has an option to go wide and switch the field, which is what he does. Krajisnik loses possession of the ball in the middle of the field. Albany coming on the counterattack. Krajisnik player gets dumped, and Krajisnik gets a free kick. So we hit the 30-minute mark. 2-0 lead for your Krajisnik Football Club. First goal scored by Davi with an assist by Gordy Gerson. And the second goal scored by penalty kick by Gordy Gerson. So Gordy has made his presence known. Really quality game tonight. And everybody playing for Krajisnik has had a really quality evening of performance and play across the board. Bradley McNutty, he comes in, number 20. I believe that he was the replacement player for Francesco Pagano. Foul on Krajisnik, so now there's going to be a free kick for Albany. It's become a very, very chippy game as we have moved on. So Krajisnik trying to hold on to this 2-0 lead and get clean sheet shutout. That's always a good statistic to have and a good way to win your home opener. They played really, really solid soccer this evening. Punched out by the goaltender. Another block by defense. Shocker player takes a dump right in the corner. And now there's a question of, it will be a corner. It will be a corner. All the theatrics from Albany didn't matter. Brandon was down there trying to see whether or not he could get somebody in trouble. So Albany with the corner. Drives it in. Krajisnik clears it out. Nobody home, but it doesn't matter. Ball comes all the way back to the center pitch, midfield. And that means that Krajisnik can reset, spread out, cover the field, cover the area. Albany trying to get the ball through that defensive line for Krajisnik. They're getting closer and closer. One of the Krajisnik players thought that he was off. The Albany player was offsides, but no call from the ref. So goalie interference. Looks like a substitution getting ready to be made for Krajisnik, but not called by the referee. So the sub is going to have to wait. Long pass. Oh, great through hit, but just too much on it. Couldn't connect from the outside. And United League Krajisnik Football Club's substitution. Yashin is going to head off. A very productive day, controlling the middle, working very, very hard to pressure and support. Oscar Otero Navano comes in and will immediately be put into action right in the middle of the field and immediately gets dumped, making a play, and gets a foul called. I think Bruce Willis said it best. Welcome to the party, pal. So now a free kick for Krajisnik. We approach the 35th minute of the match. 80th minute total. Ball comes in, headed by Krajisnik and cleared by the Shockers. We'll see. It's going to be settled at midfield. And now the carousel starts working. Bicycle kick trying to get it up the field. This UPSL men's team, very, very good in tight spaces. A lot of players being dumped. That play was out of bounds already, and then the throwing of the Krajisnik player afterwards. Probably a good thing that we don't do press conferences, because otherwise I'm sure that there will be some choice words over the turn of events with this match. The physicality and the chippiness. Now, you know, soccer is a physical game. Soccer has always been a physical game. It is not sandbox. A yellow card has been issued to the Shockers for that slide tackle. So, you know, the yellows are still being applied. The yellows are still being applied throughout this game, but physicality is one thing, chippiness is another, and what we're dealing with right now between the two squads is something completely on a different level, and that's why the moves by Coach Tarek for Krajisnik Football Club were excellent, because you get your high-powered superstars off of the field that play in the middle and the front line that have been hammered all day long, have met the end of their patience, and tempers flaring and everything. Get them out of there, get them on the bench. They've been productive. You've got a 2-0 lead, and bring in the other players who haven't had to deal with that, and close out the game without anybody getting a red card, at least this far. So 82 minutes in, we're coming into the latter part of this game, and Krajisnik continues to control possession, control the flow. And more and more and more fouls being called for pushing, shoving, tripping, all of that across the board.
Why would I have Man United on my
Shockers trying to get the ball out of their defensive end. Pressure applied by the front three, front four for Krajisnik. Long ball, breakaway, shielded by none other than Yannick in the back. He has had a very, very busy day. Goalie has the ball. Almost had a moment there with his footwork. Yannick sends it down, trying to gauge. Oh, header backwards towards the goaltender. And now the pace is starting to pick up a little bit, because you are approaching 84 minutes, and there's not much time left in this game. So now Albany is picking up the pace, and they are turning up the wick to try and generate some sort of offense, potentially get a goal. So Krajisnik needs to be clean, possess the ball, play wide, get it out of the middle of the field. There's another opportunity. So Tagliani is getting a workout. Yashin continues to get work. A foul has been called.
Yes, it is.
So Bradley, who subbed in for the Shockers, he's going to take the free kick. Everybody lines up towards the top of the 18, trying to create havoc in the box. Comes all the way across. It's on the foot of an Albany player. And the ball gets cleared out. And Krajisnik will be making a substitution. Looks like Kyle Genrick is done for the day. Yep, Kyle Genrick goes off. Great display of talent today. Worked very, very hard. Great job. Andrew DeChavo goes in for him to finish off this game. 40-minute mark, approaching 41, 86 minutes. They're throwing Albany is throwing everything at this team, this Krajisnik team, including the kitchen sink, and Krajisnik is handling all of it. Now they're trying to get another through ball and another opportunity at a breakaway. They might have one right here. Great play by Albany for their defense cutting across as the wind is now starting to pick up again. By Old Glory up there, it looks like the ball is going from the sideline, or the wind is blowing from the sideline of the booth, the near sideline, towards main campus, blowing away from us, which is nice because then our papers and things aren't getting blown all over the tables.
Go on, bro.
So Sam gets dumped.
He did have nothing on the defender.
And Krajisnik just keeps sending the ball all the way down the field. Takes time to get to the ball, takes time to get back into play, time to get to the player's foot. All of this, tick, 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 as Chris Berman used to say, tick, 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 tick. Now we have Yannick Diaby was taken down in the middle of the field. Could hear him scream all the way up here. He's had a very, very, very busy day. He has been a cornerstone to the foundation of that defensive line. And he has worked very, very hard to help preserve this clean sheet that we are approaching as we hit the 43rd minute of the second half and the 88th minute of the match. Another free kick for Krajisnik. DeChavo went up for a 50-50 ball and got hit in the back. Overall, a very well-played match between these two teams, and I'm sure that they're going to see each other again, maybe down in Albany. So this is going to turn into one heck of a rivalry. So, folks, make sure that you come out for UPSL action here at Herkimer College. The schedule for all of the men's UPSL games is currently posted on the United Elite Krajisnik Football Club website. You can also visit our social media pages on Facebook and on Instagram and check out information there, not only for our UPSL squad, but also for opportunities to join the youth programs and also opportunities to participate in the tournaments that are going to be coming up. Some of the teams are going to be going to North Star Cup in Auburn, which is now officially sold out for another year in a row. We are heavily involved in the Livy Strong Foundation, so that tournament is going to be coming up, as well as opportunities for the ASO side of things. The Whitestown ASO teams will be involved in Livy Strong as well. So, and then you've got Battle on the Hill here at HCCC. So many, many, many opportunities. If you are looking for an opportunity to play for the top club in the Mohawk Valley, in United Elite Krajisnik Football Club, where we can literally take you from a playground U4 player all the way up to this UPSL men's professional league, MASL 2 league. Another yellow is provided to the Shocker team, and now he's trying to really get in the face of the referee. He should probably walk away. That's not a good idea. That's never going to work. number 8 over on the sideline, Godfrey. He needs to get out of that situation. But if you're looking to get involved with the top youth program in United League Krajisnik Football Club and take your soccer career to massive, massive heights, check out our website, get involved with the club, come talk to the coaches. And, you know, the first couple of practices, we don't charge anything to make sure that it is the correct and right fit for the player and for the families. So it's always a good situation to come and check out our programs, check out our coaches, work with USA Soccer licensed personnel. And, you know, 95% of the coaches that are here within our organization played the sport as a kid, played the sport as an adult, or as a pro player. So knowledge is everything that we provide as a youth program. Free kick for Krajisnik sent way deep. Great opportunity if Krajisnik can control the ball. But check out, come out, bring the family. These are great games. They're always very, very competitive. And it's just another chapter of professional soccer that Krajisnik is involved with. UPSL men, UPSL women who have won the UPSL championship before. Krajisnik with the ball, shot. Ball goes over. But the opportunity to have, have another pro program. UPSL men, UPSL women who have won championships. The men have gone to playoffs. Then you also have MASL 2, which is the indoor pro team that works in conjunction with UCFC, the M1 program, and is in partnership with the M1 program. Towards the end of the season, you saw a lot of the MASL 2 players participating in M1 games, helping out that roster as they went through a tough transition this year for indoor. So great opportunities, great movement within this club. Big thank you to Anel Pajatovic for all he does and to everybody associated with this club. Tagliani sent one in. Goaltender getting pressure from Navarro. So we're in bonus time right now. It is post 90 minutes. We have an additional 3 minutes right now. There have been a lot of stoppages, a lot of conversation. And a yellow is provided to Francesco Tagliani. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. The home opener for Krajisnik Football Club, 2-0 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, for Greg Fanning and Joel Balthazar, my producer, and everybody working at the field, thanks for tuning in on YouTube this evening. This is the first of many broadcasts. We're going to have several coming up, several home games. Come out to Herkimer College. Come out and watch these boys play. You'll never be disappointed. And I hope that everybody has a great week. Looking forward to the next broadcast where we bring you stellar play. United League Krajisnik Football Club with the victory this evening, 2-0 at Wareham Stadium in Herkimer at Herkimer College. For Greg Fanning and all of my Patriots here working with me, I thank you all for your time, and I thank you for tuning in. Everybody have a beautiful week, and I will see you soon.